Hello, hello. Assalamu alaikum. This is Shafaq Hassan, speech and language therapist, live from London. How are you guys? Assalamu alaikum. Just waiting for some of you to join me for this live stream. It is Wednesday. Alhamdulillah, it's the 20th of Ramadan, and the last 10 days technically start now. So I just wanted to connect with you guys because there's a lot to talk about. How are you guys doing? How are you all? Assalamu alaikum. So this is Shafaq, live from London, and I am in my mask. In London, the lockdown has been eased a little, and we are still encouraged to wear the mask when we head out. How many of you do you think can understand when I speak wearing this mask? I just want to raise a bit of awareness for people who have communication difficulties, who have hearing impairments, and who are coming to terms with dealing with the lockdown, with the current situation. And I wanted to raise awareness of the fact that some people have hearing difficulties, and some people have communication difficulties, hearing difficulties, speech impediments, people who are deaf, right, and who have visual impairments. The point I want to raise is wearing a mask, you cannot see my lips move, you cannot see my communication visually. You can hear me, and I'm hoping you can hear me loud and clear. When you hear me, you can't see my facial expressions at the moment, which may be really hard for people who have communication difficulties to understand what I'm saying. Hey Javina, assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah, Ramadan is going very well. I took my son for a brief walk because everyone needs to get out of the house, get a bit of oxygen, right, from time to time. But I just wanted to raise awareness of the fact that when you're communicating with each other with a mask on, it's considerably difficult, considerably different from when you are walking and you're communicating and they're passerbys, you cannot see them. They can't see what you're saying, right? And it's considerably more difficult to understand what they're saying. In a minute, when I take off my mask, you guys are gonna be like, oh, I can hear what she's saying. I can see it. You can get the visual cues of what I'm saying, because a lot of sounds sound very similar, and the visual cue that you get from my lip sync, my movement of my lips, right, helps you communicate and understand better. So comprehension of speech is affected by visual cues that you get from our lip movements and facial expressions, right? So the facial expressions kaise affect hota hai, right? Facial muscles say you can see a person smiling, you can see a person frowning, you can see a person smile, you can see a person have a sad face. These are all cues for people who have social communication difficulties, right? And they're cues for people who have hearing difficulties and who are visually impaired. So a lot of our communication is connected to how we speak, our visual cues from our lips and from our face and from our eyes. Hello, so this is me, right? Let me just get rid of this. There we are. Yeah, so I just wanted to bring to your attention, let me sit here. Yeah, I just wanted to bring to your attention, wearing a mask has a lot of factors which affect communication. And people with communication difficulties have a hard time basically adjusting to the fact that they are wearing a mask, or the person who is speaking to you, communicating with you, is wearing a mask. What cues do you get from your lips, from your facial expressions? A lot of information for communication is lost when you're wearing a mask. So please bear that in mind when you're communicating with with the listener. You don't know what cues are important to them for understanding what is being said. Other than that, aap log kaise hain sab? How is your Ramadan going? Alhamdulillah, fasts in London are okay. They're not too bad at all. We're making the most of it. We're not going to the mosques for Tarawih prayers, but I believe that people are doing that at home, which is really good if you are. The other thing I want to bring to your attention is the fact that depending on what you're eating, what time you're eating, like over here, iftar is roughly at 8:45 almost now. So what does affect people is what you're eating, how late you're eating, and how you're sleeping, and whether you're being affected by reflux. Now, those of you who do know what reflux is great. You understand how to deal with it. For people who are not so familiar with reflux and how it affects you, it's basically acidity from your stomach comes up your windpipe, and it can affect your vocal folds. It'll come up through into your mouth even sometimes, and you have a burp or something and you're like, oh, that was spicy, right? I'm sure a lot of you can relate to the points that I'm making. So if you have reflux, the acidity of the spicy food that you've had, or any food that you have had, it can come up all the way up to your vocal folds. Okay? And what happens is that if acidity from reflux comes all the way up to your vocal folds, it can damage your vocal folds somewhat, so that they may become inflamed, or you may have difficulty phonating. That's the word I'm looking for, phonating. So awaz nikalna na from your throat, because your the air has to come up your nasopharynx. It has to come up from your lungs up to your vocal folds, and the way that you're exhaling while you're trying to speak, that is the words that are coming out. That's how you're articulating. And if your vocal folds are sore because of acidity, because of reflux, that is going to affect communication. So what I would really strongly advise you guys to do is prop up some pillows. Try not to have so much spicy food. I mean, Tarawih mein nahi ja rahe. Usually the story is that the person who's standing next to you in Tarawih is having burps or something. You can smell the spicy food that they've had, and you have all these funny posts on Facebook saying, oh God, the person next to me, he was smelling of curry, or he was burping, and he was having digestive issues while they were praying, which is a bit uncomfortable, both for you and the person who's experiencing them. But even though we are not going to the mosques right now, some people can still be experiencing those, and reflux is a genuine issue that lots of people have, and it's not age dependent. Younger people can also have reflux, and you have medicines such as Gaviscon, or bahut sari dawaein hain, that antacids that you can have, which can help you with your reflux. But you guys, please be wary, be very careful. Assalamu alaikum to all those people who are still joining me. Thank you for joining. I'm just doing a quick live stream because I wanted to touch base with you guys. I wanted to talk to you about the mask and the effect of visual cues on the listener, and the fact that the speaker is wearing a mask. Even if you're passing a person by on the street, right? If you look at them, and if you smile and they don't see you smiling, or you cannot acknowledge each other, which is really hard. For me personally, I find it hard. I'm a really social person, right? So if I'm walking down the street and if I see a neighbor, or if I see a person who's walking along, I smile at them, right? When you smile at them, it's a nice interaction without words. It's a non-verbal interaction. And when you can't exchange non-verbal gestures and communication, it's really hard, because communication limits each other. And I know religiously it's an altogether another ball game when people believe in niqab, and I totally respect that. That's a personal choice, right? Women who wear the niqab, it's like hats off to them, mashallah, that's amazing. But from a communication point of view, you realize how many cues you lose. You realize how many non-verbal communication cues you lose, and you don't understand how to interact with a person. Or if a person is saying something, are they saying it sweetly, kindly, or are they saying it they're not smiling at you? A smile makes such a huge difference. So be a bit aware of these things, okay? And the other thing, like I was just telling you about reflux, it is a serious matter. For some people, it's more severe than other people. For some people, it's like, thoda there you might feel a bit of acidity, or you might just turn in your bed and just go back to sleep. But for other people, it might keep you up all night. And for those people, I truly understand how difficult it is, right? But take it from me, there are adjustments that you can make to make it easier for you to deal with the acidity and the the experience of, you know, having acidic burps. I truly understand. Raise your pillow a bit. Try and when you are eating, try and avoid spicy food if you can, and try and avoid you know, a lot of dairy and a lot of coffee. I know tea and coffee, you don't get that many hours if you're fasting as it is, but you do need your cup of tea. But try not to overdo it, please. And try और क्या कर सकते हैं, yeah, it's just mainly, and adjust your sleep position, that you do have one or two pillows. Be careful, chocolate ko minimize karna hai, coffee ko minimize karna hai. Drink plenty of water, to be honest. Drink plenty of water to keep your vocal folds hydrated. That's really important, right? And try and minimize how much spicy food you have. Keep an eye on your diet. Have fruits as opposed to all those pakores and samosas. Limit it, be a bit careful about how many. Don't just go overboard with your pakoras and samosas and you know what not lovely stuff that is made at home. You have your parathas, which are heavy, but they won't be as spicy, but yeah, they are heavy. Okay, so don't think, yo, isme masala hai, isme masala nahi, I can eat this. The curries that you have, be careful of how much you're consuming, and try not to eat too late at night. I know it's hard. I genuinely understand that it's hard. Sometimes people are eating as late as 11, 12, which is really not right. And I totally understand that when people are fasting, your routines are going all haywire. Magar inshallah, I really hope that the next 10 days are amazing for you guys. Make the most of it for those of you who are fasting, observing Ramadan. For those of you who are not observing Ramadan, who are friends and our neighbors, it's like we really appreciate your support. And all the cues, all the discussions that we're having about the face mask, all the discussion we're having about reflux that applies to everybody in general. Hey Ayla, Assalamu alaikum. Thanks for joining. How's your little princess? Lots of love to her. Yeah, hope Ramadan is going super well. All of you, hope Ramadan is going super well. I do understand that the lockdown rules have been relaxed, but please guys, please still be very careful for yourself and the sake of your loved ones. Please still maintain a distance of at least 2 meters from anyone you pass. And please try and keep that mask on, and do not go out unnecessarily. I do understand lots of people may have to go out for work, and it's a shame that I don't know, some people agree with the political situation, some people don't agree with the political situation. Given what the climate is at the moment with this COVID virus, all I can say is, people, use your common sense, use your cleverness, think about your relatives, think about your near and dear ones before deciding what to do. I'm sure you guys are going to do, you're doing your best to keep safe and sound. Enjoy your last 10 nights of Ramadan. Please make plenty of dua, plenty of zikr. Remember me and my family in your duas. You are all always in my duas. Inshallah, look after yourselves, and if you have any queries, do let me know. I don't promise to know all the answers, but I will do my best to answer as many as I can. Alright, take care. Let me know what your Eid plans are, what you guys are planning on doing. I'm really excited as well. Excited as well as a bit sad that the mosques are closed and we won't be able to see our family and friends as we have ordinarily done. It'll be a bit of a shame, but Ayla, you're saying your daughter is good, alhamdulillah. Sad this month of Ramadan is going so soon. Indeed, I do agree with you. Beautiful and peaceful feeling this month. Indeed, it's been such an amazing month, and you can feel the noor in the air. It's like it's some it's some solace that it's Ramadan and we're going through such a difficult time, and it is Ramadan, and it just reminds us to have sabr and to have faith and tawakkul and everything really, and just have faith in Allah, have sabr, and know that Allah has his plans. And don't think why me or why this or why that. Kyun ho raha hai ye bhi? Why? Remember, tie your camel and then put your faith in Allah. So make sure you do your end of the deal. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves and your families. Okay? And then have full trust in Allah for Allah's decision. That's how it works, right? Tie your camel and then have the tawakkul in Allah. So do your bit, you guys. Look after yourselves. Please be careful, and please keep yourselves hydrated this Ramadan. Short hours of while you can eat and drink, between the short hours between sunset and sunrise. But I know you guys can do it. So stay strong, right? Keep going. Have wonderful, wonderful fasts, and remember each other and support each other during this time. We will get through it, inshallah. Just remember to keep your 2 meters apart. Remember to have your mask in place, and best of luck with everything. Take care, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.